Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. In this lecture we are going to start with the new topic, which is error detection and correction techniques. So as we already seen that when data comes in network or when data travel through the network, it may possible that some error is added on the data. So for that there are multiple techniques is there. So we'll discuss in this lecture. So first let's understand what is an error. So error is a condition when the output information does not match with the input information. During transmission, digital signal suffer from noise that can introduce errors in the binary bits traveling from one system to other. That means that a 0 bit may change to 1 or 1 bit may be 0. So for example here, suppose the data 1101 is traveled through the network. So due to some error, due to some reason, while data is traveling on the network, some bits may be changed. Suppose data is become 1010. So that is called the errors in the data, and as seen in this figure, it is traveled in a binary signal, but due to some error, this types of noise is entered in this data, so that data is affected. So that is called the errors in the data. Now for that there are two types of error: single bit error and burst error. In the single bit error, it means that only one bit of given data unit is changed from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1. A single bit error is an isolated error condition that alters one bit but does not affect the nearby bits. So here in this data, suppose 1101 is a data, and in a single bit error, only a one bit may be changed. Suppose this 0 is become 1, so it here the data is become 1 and 1. So here only a one bit is changed from 0 to 1, so that is called the single bit error. In this the nearby bits, this one and this one, may not affect. So that is about the single bit error. Second is a burst error. So the terms burst error means that two or more bits in the data unit have changed from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1. So as seen in this data, that 1101 is converted into the 1010. Here 1 is become 0 and this last 0 is become 1 and this 1 becomes 0. So here 3 bits are changed. So more than 2, when more than 2 bits are changed, that is called the burst error. So burst errors are most common and more difficult to deal with errors. Burst error can be caused by impulse noise, means a signal noise, and not that the effects of burst errors are greater at a higher data rate. So it may also affect data, because as we seen that more than one bits are changed, so it changed the overall data. So that is why it is difficult to handle. So now there are mainly three error detection and correction technique, which is a parity check, checksum method, and cyclic redundancy checks. So we already learned the checksum method in our chapter number 3. Now we'll learn what is a parity check for this video. So let's start with the parity checks. So what is a parity check? So it is the simplest technique for detecting and correcting errors. MSB means the most significant bit of a 8-bit word is used as a parity bit, and the remaining 7 bits are used as a data or the message bits. So the parity of 8-bit transmitted word can be either even or odd parity. Now suppose data is like high. So here 2 bits. Now we'll add one parity bit. Suppose this is P is a parity bit as a MSB. MSB means the most significant bit. So we'll add parity bit at the beginning of our data. So that is why that bit is called the parity bits. Now there are two types of parity bits, or the parity. It is even parity and odd parity. So in even parity means the numbers of ones in the given words including the parity bits should be even. So here we can see that here two words, 1 and 2, and including parity it become 3. So 3 is a odd number, so it is called the odd parity. If here there is again one high here, so the total numbers of bits is become 4, so then it is a even parity. So as seen in this figure, we can see that if there is a 7-bit data is there, and if we are adding parity bit at the MSB place, and that parity bit is a 8-bit long. So in this technique, a redundant bit called the parity bit is appended to every data unit so that the number of ones in the unit including the parity become even. Blocks of data from the source are subjected to check bit or parity bit generated from, where a parity bit of 1 is added to the block if it contains an odd numbers of ones, and 0 if added if it contains even numbers of ones. So here, if the total numbers of data bits is become odd, then as we can see that where the parity bit 1 is added to the block if contains an odd number, and if it is a odd parity, then we are adding 1 as a parity bit, and if it is a even parity, then we are adding 0 as a parity bit. So at the receiving end, the parity bit will be computed from the receiver data bits and compared with the received parity bits. So now we will send that data to the destination, and at the destination receiver compute the parity bits, and if it is a match with the sended parity bits, then the receiver accept the data, otherwise reject it. This scheme makes the total number of ones even. That is why it is called the even parity check. So let's understand it with the example. So the data is 101, 101. Then we'll compute the parity bits and we'll add the parity number at the MSB place. So here we are adding the parity bit 1 at the MSB place, and now we'll send this data on the transmission media. Now at the receiver side the same data is received, and at the receiver side also the parity bit is checked, and if it is even, then it accepts the data, and if it is not, then reject the data. So that is how the parity is checked at the receiver side. So we can handle some errors and recover our data by using this method. Now there is also one two-dimensional parity check is there. So the performance can be improved by using the two-dimensional parity checks, which organize the blocks of bits in the form of table. So parity checks bits are calculated for each row, which is equivalent to a simple parity check bits, and parity checks bits are also calculated for all columns. Then both are sent along with the data at the receiving, and these are compared with the parity bits calculated on the received data. So because it is a two-dimensional, we are working on the row as well as columns. So we'll calculate the parity bits of each row, and then we'll calculate parity bits of columns, and then we'll send the data to the receiver. For more effective results, we are using the two-dimensional parity checks. So suppose this is a data, and we are writing this data like this. So this is the first row, second, third, fourth and fifth. So this is how the data is there. Now we'll check the parity, and we'll add the parity bits according to MSB place. So here we are adding this parity bits, and now we'll combine this data. So first data is 1100 111, then one parity bit is 1. Second data is 101101, and then parity bits. Third data is 001, and then parity bit 0. Yes. So this is how we can add the data, and then we'll transmit this data to the destination. So two-dimensional parity checking increase the likelihood of detecting the burst errors. Burst errors means if the bit change is more than 2. So two-dimensional parity checks for n bits can be detect a burst error of n bits. A burst error of more than n bits is also detected by two-dimensional parity checks with a high probability. So if 2 bits in a one data unit are damaged and 2 bits in exactly same position in another data units are also damaged, then the two-dimensional parity check will not detect an error. So in the two-dimensional parity, if there are n bits change in our data, so we can implement it as a n bit parity checking. So it can be used in that type of scenario also. And if the same exact, if 2 bits are changed and that is done exactly at same position in another data unit also, so at that situation the two-dimensional parity checker will not detect the error, so that is the disadvantage. So that is all about the parity checks. Thank you.